There's the side frost breath. They missed the side frost breath. Oh no, I had an opening. I had an opening to attack Tauros. Soft sand. Okay. Mono Ghost, let's go. Oh man, this is not my Mono Ghost team, but you'll have to see someone innovating on the genre. But it doesn't happen. We do land the Blizzard into both targets. We do actually freeze the ape, but whoa, double freeze, and then annihilate thaws immediately. Absolute emotional roller coaster there. Opponent says LMFAO what in the chat, but yeah, it is the result we were expecting. The 2026 competitive VGC season has arrived, even though it's still 2025. Of course, the season runs typically from September to August. And there have been 2 regional championships already, 2 regional level events just this past weekend, one in Germany and one in Mexico. So we're going to take a look at both of these over the next little bit. They're actually, they gave us 2 at once, and then there are no more events to cover for the next few weeks. So if I've counted right, I think I'll be getting 4 Tuesday videos out of these 2 tournaments. But we're going to start off jumping straight to the top. We're going to go to the Frankfurt Regional Championship, and we are going to use the team that won the whole thing, featuring a mix of the typical Regulation H Pokemon that you see very often, but with some unusual sets that I'm not used to seeing. Looking down over the standings here, like I said, I'll definitely be getting at least one more video from this event. I might have to try out this Espathra team that got top 4. There's a Sableye here, which is pretty cool, although I think I imagine I understand what this team wants to do. Hisuian Zoroark is kind of interesting as well. There's a sand team. I like sand teams in this format. I have used them quite often, actually, in Regulation H, but I think the Espathra might be the next target from this event, although I'll probably jump to Monterey next week. But like I said, for today, we're going to look at the winning team. Emanuele Briganti won the event with this 6 here, featuring, first of all, Alolan Ninetales. Always love to see that Pokemon do well. Gorgeous design. I love Snow aesthetically. And also as a mechanic, replacing Hail this generation. We'll have to see Alola Ninetales throwing off those Blizzards and Icy Winds. And this is not a very fast team apart from the Sneasler, so I imagine Icy Wind is actually pretty valuable speed control for these teammates, as well as Disable, shutting down the opponent's options. Then we have this Swords Dance Sneasler. This is the one turbo fast Pokemon on this team, using Unburden and the Grassy Seed to outspeed almost anything in the format, and this is very unusual. The Sneasler does not have Dire Claw. There is no gambling here. This Sneasler just goes super fast. Well, it just boosts 3 of its stats, right? It goes super fast with Unburden, gets the defense boost from the Grassy Seed. It's also running a fair bit of HP investment, I noticed in the stream, and sets up its attack stat with Swords Dance and goes crazy with close combat. No item Acrobatics, so that move doubles in power when the Grassy Seed is consumed. You can Terra Flying as well. So this Sneasler is here to sweep, not to put things to sleep. Partnered with Rillaboom, pretty typical Assault Vest Rillaboom for this format. Then we have Incineroar as well, so we have Fake Out Buddies as well as Disabled Ninetales. Ninetales can even fish for freezes, but all of that can restrict the opponent's options and support a setup from Sneasler or from the Nasty Plot Goldengo. And then we have this Blood Moon Ursaluna, which is really interesting to me. Clearly trying to take advantage of this Pokemon's generally pretty high stats. With a tanky build. I'm not used to seeing Yawn on Blood Moon or Ursaluna. I don't necessarily know what that brings to the table for this team, although it does again force switches and probably create openings for Sneasler and Goldengo. But also running Leftovers, a couple of very strong attacks, but no Hyper Voice, and then it's running Terra Electric, which I imagine it's not good, it has an electric type attack. I think it's just here to change its defensive matchup spread. It also, as a ground type, would be immune to Thunder Wave anyway, but no, I think it's just here to, turn off the weaknesses to types like Water, Fighting, and Grass. Electric notably resists Make It Rain from opposing Goldengo, so that's some defensive value that the type has in this format. I guess it also resists Flying type attacks. What Flying type attacks are big in Reg H? There's Pelipper Hurricane, and then you make yourself neutral to the Weather Ball or Muddy Water or whatever it is. There's Acrobatics from Sneasler. And you turn off your weakness to close combat. You also turn off your resistance to Dire Claw. I don't completely understand Electric as a defensive Terra type. I think resisting Make It Rain is a big factor. And then, I guess otherwise, yeah, it just has a strong neutral matchup spread, right? Like, okay, you resist a couple of our Chalodon's big attacks, and then you're also not weak to body press. Yeah, I think that's the main thing, just that it doesn't have a ton of resistances. It has some big ones in this format, but it doesn't have a ton of weaknesses either. In any case, we're going to try this team out, see how it goes. This is where I usually mention I do not have the creator's EV spreads, which I think is going to make a big difference to the experience that I have here. I suspect that there are some very particular EV spreads on this team. But honestly, I don't even always look for those anymore because I don't have a Twitter account, and that's where people post them if they're posting them at all. Unfortunately. I would love to see this community stop using Twitter, like a few months ago, but what can you do? But I did do the trick where I went through the tournament streams, and whenever there was a streamed set from this player's POV, I was able to get at least the HP value of their Pokemon. So that gives me at least a partial spread for each of these Pokemon. I think for all of them except Goldengo, which never came to a game in that situation. But I imagine like the Blood Moon Ursaluna probably has a very particular speed number that helps it outspeed things after Ninetales Icy Wind support, and I didn't go digging for that, so I have some pretty simplistic EV spreads that I'm sure will perform worse than what performed in Frankfurt, but should still be a solid team, right? Okay, immediately we get Slacking Wheezing. I'm guessing this is Wolf Glick's team from his recent Patreon content. But I haven't watched that yet, so I don't know how it works necessarily. I guess if you're not a Wolf Glick Patreon subscriber, you might not know that he recently featured a Slacking team there, but hey, all the more reason to check out his Patreon, right? But yeah, I haven't watched that one yet. But yeah, Slacking, Wheezing. So Wheezing turns off abilities. Slacking, very strong physical attacker. They got a bunch of other strong physical attackers as well. Like, the whole team is made out of strong physical attackers, except Indeedee and Wheezing. Maybe this isn't Wolf's team. I don't remember. My team cares a lot about its abilities. Ursaluna less than most. It's not like they have a ghost type. Sneasler can go turbo fast. Not so much without Unburden, but their Sneasler won't have Unburden either, even if it does normally have that ability. Goldengo is strong into Wheezing and Slacking independent. I'm going to go Goldengo Ninetales lead. Goldengo is strong into them independent of his ability. Ninetales is fast. It can click Icy Wind, create openings for Goldengo. I'm going to bring Ursaluna for sure. And I think I don't really think I want Sneasler without Rillaboom, and I don't really think I'm bringing Rillaboom. I think I'm going to bring Incineroar. As long as Wheezing's not on the field, I can intimidate stuff. They lead Wheezing Slacking. Okay. So I didn't really have a plan so much as like a vague concept of a plan here, so to speak. I think I could Terra Water Goldengo immediately. Right, take a knockoff or something from Slacking. Nasty Plot. There's no Aurora Veil in this Ninetales, though there's no Snow Up anyway, so it's without abilities, so it's not like I could set Aurora Veil. I think I either protect Goldengo or a Nasty Plot here, and I think Protect might be too passive, so even though it commits my Terra, I'm going to Terra Water Nasty Plot, I'm going to Icy Wind. And I'm looking to get the speed control right away with Ninetales. Goldengo actually moves before Slacking immediately after one. Okay, high horsepower, yeah. So the Terra Water helps us survive that. Given that Goldengo is now faster than their Pokemon, I'm going to click Make It Rain for sure. I could just click Blizzard. I don't have Snow. If they switch Wheezing out, I get Snow, and then the Blizzard definitely hits. If not, I can miss, but I'm down to gamble. Okay, Slacking protects, Wheezing protects. They get a bit of Poison Chip on Ninetales. But they don't... That is a cool Make It Rain animation. I didn't know Showdown had updated that. Okay, Ninetales only gets to survive one more turn, but I think it's worth it to throw off this... Do I? Actually, I think a Blizzard into, like, Ursaluna later could be more valuable. Make It Rain is threatening KOs into stuff anyway. Nobody wants to switch in on that. I think I'm just going to switch Ninetales out to Incineroar, actually. And then I can Fake Out with that, or Parting Shot, reposition. Save Ninetales for one more Blizzard in the back. There's the Sucker Punch on the Slacking, but Goldengo takes it thanks to the Water typing. That Make It Rain animation is so cool. We take out two Pokemon here. At the cost of our own Goldengo, 2 Life Orb recoil. Oh, I didn't think about Life Orb when I was EVing it. I'm going to go Ursaluna here. I'm just going to save Ninetales for the endgame. Okay, they didn't bring their Ursaluna, and they didn't bring Dragonite, so that Blizzard is not as appealing anymore. It's Psychic Seed, Unburden, Sneasler. So I guess I outspeed all my stuff. And I've already used my Terra. I might be in I think I'm in trouble here, actually. They have not terrestrialized, so it could be Terra Flying Sneasler. I'll click Blood Moon into it. If it's Terra Flying, then I can fake out, but if not, then that's just a waste of my action. I'll knock off Indeedee. Terra Fairy Indeedee, follow me. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think I lose to Sneasler now. Although, should do a lot of damage here. Covert Cloak Indeedee, that's unusual. Okay, not quite enough damage. But if they try to get rid of Ursaluna here, I can protect it, and I can knock out Indeedee with Incineroar. I guess if this fails if they attack Incineroar instead of Ursaluna, but I don't know. A lot of these ladder opponents try to finish off the obviously threatening look. Okay, they're running Protect on Indeedee. Didn't see that one coming. I can sack Ninetales here. I'm basically tunnel visioning here in the hope that my opponent has also tunnel visioned and I can take advantage of that. If they close combat Incineroar now, then surely they get me. They went for a double protect with Indeedee, close combat into Ninetales. We take out Indeedee, and the point of this is that now I have 2 Pokemon left against minus defense Sneasler, minus special defense Sneasler as well. And we know it doesn't have a Focus Sash because we saw the Psychic Seed. So it can take a KO here, but it can't take 2. And I just need to KO it back. Ah, right. Well, I hope it doesn't Terra Flying. Nope, no Terra at all, just close combat into Incineroar. And drops to an Earth Power. I guess they protected there to use up my 1 Blood Moon. Maybe they were hoping I didn't have another attack, but that's not very likely with Blood Moon or Ursaluna, is it? Blood Moon, of course, can't be used consecutively, just like Tinkaton's Gigaton Hammer. That's the point of that Protect there, I assume. Alright, Gholdengo, Rillaboom, Alolan Ninetales, Hisuian Arcanine, Dragonite, Sneasler. Some similarities between our teams here. My Sneasler would go kind of crazy here if it did have Dire Claw. Into the Dragonite and the Ninetales. I guess I could Intimidate it with Arcanine. I guess I need an Arcanine answer. Also, Gholdengo is tricky for this Sneasler to deal with, of course. Incineroar is very strong into this team. I do think trying to set Sneasler up is still worth it. I think I can try the Sneasler Rillaboom lead that we saw in the Frankfurt stream. And I'm going to bring Incineroar and Ursaluna. I don't know if that's really a coherent mode for this team, but let's find out. They lead Ninetales and Sneasler. Some Sneasler run Fake Out. Just Protect here and pivot Rillaboom out to Incineroar. Or I could just click High Horsepower into their Sneasler. Nah, let's go Incineroar. Oh, they actually switched Sneasler out. Okay. Dragonite. It's multi-scale Dragonite, so I get the Intimidate into it. Terra Ghost on the Ninetales. They said Aurora Veil. Okay. Can I Sword Stance here? Dragonite's pretty threatening. Not really. It's at -1, and I'm at +1 defense. Let's Sword Stance. And now that Ninetales has turned into a Ghost type, I think I'll just click Knock Off into it. I also could Fake Out the Dragonite, actually, because we know it doesn't have Inner Focus, but I'm honestly more afraid of the Ninetales in this immediate position, at least. I don't know if that makes much sense for the longer term in this game. Blizzard hits both my Pokemon, doesn't freeze anything, so that's good. Dragonite hits Tailwind. I don't have Tailwind on my team. Do have a lot of speed investment on the Sneasler, though, so probably still faster than the Dragonite. Can I just start attacking? I haven't broken multi-scale, but also, I mean, Fake Out last turn was the time to do it. Let's go Acrobatics into Ninetales and Knock Off into Dragonite. The reason I'm targeting that way is I was hoping to deny Ninetales an attack into Sneasler. Ninetales is fast, that doesn't really work out. Okay, yeah, that wasn't a great use of my Sneasler. I didn't expect Dragonite to have Stomping Tantrum. I don't think most of them run it anymore. But I did kind of throw Sneasler away a little bit quickly there. And that's probably going to hurt me in this game, but I think I Terra Electric or Ursaluna here so that it doesn't just drop to a close combat. And I think I want to get rid of this Sneasler if I can. I could have a Focus Sash. And I think I click Parting Shot into Dragonite. If I can knock out Sneasler quickly and have Dragonite stuck on the field at reduced attack. Oh, okay. It's pretty valuable. Dragonite goes Scale Shot into Ursaluna. It doesn't do too much damage. I will get a Parting Shot into Dragonite here. Dragonite is still able to switch out, though. I have to think about... So I thought for a second there about switching Incineroar right back in, but actually I think I would rather Fake Out and... Still don't know their Terra. Oh, never mind, they Terrasilize Ninetales. Fake Out and Earth Power into Sneasler. If they have Rillaboom in the back, that can come in on this. This cannot come in on this. This is going to drop to the Earth Power. Dragonite Stomping Tantrum into the Electric-type Ursaluna, but look at how little damage that was. Or that does, with this into this tanky Ursaluna. With Dragonite at minus, what, 2 attack? And now unable to switch out. Sneasler is the biggest threat remaining. I'm just going to Protect and High Horsepower into Sneasler here. I'm okay with letting Rillaboom go down. The Dire Claw makes sense. They're fishing for, you know, some cheese. But they double target Ursaluna as I protect it. Sneasler takes the High Horsepower, but now... Do I double into Sneasler here? I think it might protect. I'm gonna Yawn Dragonite, make it stay even sadder, and I'm gonna go High Horsepower and Sneasler. They get a Dire Claw crit, but no status. Dragonite is just not doing enough damage with that Scale Shot. I could have just Blood Mooned it to speed this up a little bit, but like I said, I thought Sneasler might protect, and it might still be a little bit tricky to position around that Pokemon, but Dragonite is just cooked now. Let's just Blood Moon, and I'll switch back to Incineroar, because Rillaboom doesn't have a good way to threaten Dragonite. We get another, if Incineroar comes in, I get another Intimidate, and then I can knock off into -2 defense at this point. But they forfeit before we get to that point. This is Reg H gaming right here, just some really good, solid Pokemon with good stats and abilities and stuff working as a unit to break down the opposing team. I'm not playing a lot of Reg H because Reg J is new and exciting and I don't have in-person tournaments to prepare for, but super fun format as always. Okay, this is an unusual team. It kind of looks like they're trying to set up like Eviolite bulk up Primeape, right? They have the Sinistcha to keep it healthy. They have the Whimsicott for disruptive support. Could be Nasty Plot Goldango. Could be Co-Star Flamigo copying boosts, which is all the more reason I think it might be set up Primeape. How do I deal with that? In 45 seconds. Primeape get Defiant? It does. Okay. I'm gonna do Sneasler Rillaboom lead again. I think Swords Dance Sneasler might be able to blow through this team. If not, I don't know what the plan is. I'm going to bring Ninetales because the Ice-type coverage is very strong into most of their team. The speed control could be helpful as well, though clicking Icy Wind into Primeape could be pretty dangerous. And I'm going to bring Goldango because, I don't know, it's good. Okay, Meowscarada Primeape lead. Oh, it's Anger Point Primeape. Oh, I should have clocked that sooner. It's going to like Terra Fire or something, and then Meowscarada will click Side Flower Trick, get the guaranteed critical hit, and Primeape will get +6 attack. I should have figured that one out. Well, I can fake out something this turn. I think what I'm going to do is Swords Dance, fake out Primeape. I could see it being Terra... It's not going to be Terra Ghost Meowscarada because they need to Terra the Primeape. Doesn't matter. This denies... Okay. Maybe they're not doing what I said they were doing. Or maybe they are, but the Primeape takes it well enough anyway, huh? See, I thought it was going to be Terra Fire Primeape, or to resist the Flower Trick and then be immune to burns after, but whoops. Well, let's hope Acrobatics and Grassy Glide is enough to take it out before it gets to move again. Oh! Yeah, and then there's the Co-Star Flamigo. I don't know why I'm acting surprised by that. Not quite enough to KO, thanks to the Eviolite bulk, no doubt. Now they got 2 +6 physical attackers on the field. Outspeed with Ninetales. Blizzard. Maybe I burn them or freeze them. Maybe I burn them with Blizzard. Who knows? Tunnel Vision did a Defiant Primeape. I mean, like I said, I just got the turn 1 wrong anyway. I didn't think it was going to be Terra Ghost Primeape. I thought Terra Fire Primeape or maybe Terra Ghost Meowscarada. Okay, they switch to Sinistcha. They give up the boosts on Flamigo. Sinistcha doesn't heal enough for Primeape to survive. Oh, I meant to click Grassy Glide. But hey, Woodhammer does more damage there, so that's fine. Oh no, I meant to click Woodhammer. I clicked Grassy Glide last turn. I was just fishing for as much damage as I could get after Rillaboom probably got wiped out by a Brave Bird. But yeah, they just don't have good answers to Blizzard on their team once I've gotten some damage on... I also froze the Sinistcha, but yeah, oh, dual Wing Beat, okay. They don't have good answers to Blizzard on their team once I got a bunch of damage on the Primeape, so it's still okay, even though Sneasler missed that KO. That was a scary team, though. Yeah, a version of that's not so Ice Weak. Like maybe with an actual Terrafire Primeape, although I would have been able to fake it out then. That could really be a ladder menace. I don't know, it's an interesting concept. I hope they workshop it some more. Maybe you could do something with Tauros instead of Primeape. Of course, that can't hold the Eviolite. Alright, this looks like the runner-up team, right? I mean, it also looks like a pretty standard Rain team. It is just the standard Rain 6, isn't it? But that also got second place in Frankfurt. Just don't know whether it's the exact team or not. Haven't looked at that pace anyway. How do I play this? I like Rillaboom, I like Sneasler, I like Ninetales. I know the Electric Ursaluna is helpful in this kind of matchup. Let's do Sneasler, Rillaboom, Ursaluna, Ninetales. Don't want to lead Ninetales because I want to be able to switch it in for weather control. They lead Incineroar, Goldengo. Not especially what I wanted to see here. I think I'm down to just pivot Ursaluna in. And threaten Goldengo with that. Goldengo is very dangerous. Especially with Incineroar Fake Out Pressure, giving it a chance to set up here. There's a nasty plot. There's no Fake Out. They just Flare Blitz into Ursaluna, which actually does quite a bit. Since they haven't set up the rain yet. At least I get the double recovery from the terrain and the leftovers. But yeah, I'm pretty afraid of this Goldengo now, to be honest. In fact, I think I'm gonna pivot. No. Do I need Rillaboom in the back? Maybe, if they brought the Basculegion. I don't know. I'm gonna pivot Rillaboom in, and I'm gonna Earth Power Goldengo. They could Terra. I'm definitely on the back foot here. Sneasler Rillaboom was immediately pressured hard by the sleep. They Terra Water the Incineroar. Okay, that's not what I expected. Parting Shot into Ursaluna. That part makes sense. Be nice if I could Yawn Goldengo to disrupt its setup, but of course with good as gold, it's going to be immune to Yawn. We go Pelipper here. What do? Just double into Goldengo, try to get rid of it. Actually, let's... No, they've already used their Terra, so I don't have to cover for Terra on Goldengo. Let's Terra Electric the Ursaluna now, though. Yeah, let's just double into the Goldengo slot. The good news is their one ground immunity is on the other side of the field, so the slot's a little bit pinned. Of course, Goldengo can probably just do a ton of damage before going down. It's not a great pin. Yeah. Well, there's that Make It Rain resistance coming through for Ursaluna. Goldengo is finally defeated, but man, it'd take a lot for me to pull that off. And here's the Archaludon. Okay. I'm going to go Ninetales here. Turn off the rain. Can't just Electro Shot through me. Actually, I'm going to do that in the other slot and just try to Woodhammer this Incineroar. Even though Rillaboom's at -1, should still do a lot, right? Or catch Pelipper switching in. And I want to get rid of the Parting Shot drop on Ursaluna, I think. Could be a little awkward positionally with the grassy terrain ending soon. If Rillaboom goes down, I can't set it back up, and Ursaluna could definitely use the recovery. The body press. Okay. Well, Incineroar will take a bunch of Flare Blitz recoil. Burns Ninetales. That's not the end of the world. What do I do? I'm just gonna... They can switch Pelipper in here, but I'm just gonna gamble on Blizzard. And Earth Power into Archaludon. Okay, I miss Archaludon. I miss both targets with the Blizzard. They missed Draco Meteor back. That seems fair and just. And Earth Power does a lot to Archaludon. Okay, I feel a lot better just after that damage. Does this Pelipper have Wide Guard? I'm going to protect Ursaluna here and just throw off another Blizzard. It would be nice to connect this into Archaludon, that's for sure. Nice. KO's Archaludon. Perfect. And freezes Pelipper. Blizzard is 70% accurate. I'd say after missing into both targets last turn, a freeze is kind of fair. Opponent says, nah, incredible. That's Pokemon. GG, man. I don't need Sneasler at this point, right? Preserve the Ursaluna. They might forfeit. They already said GG. Okay. Oh, Pelipper thaws. Weather Ball doesn't quite KO Sneasler. Let's get rid of this Pelipper. Do they protect it? Let's do this. They do protect the Pelipper. This is where this Ursaluna not having Hyper Voice is actually kind of an issue. I'll protect here to get out of the rain, and then Pelipper shouldn't have good damage into Ursaluna. And I knock out the Incineroar, and then we're just in a really annoying endgame, huh? No, because I can Yawn Pelipper. And as soon as it's asleep, it can't protect from Blood Moon. That's how Ursaluna breaks through. Okay. That's fine then. Okay, take out the Incineroar first. It did a lot. Oh, okay, no, actually I lose to Pelipper, never mind. Normal Weather Ball should get the KO now. Yeah. Alright, probably needed to play the Sneasler better in the endgame there. Or just have a faster Ursaluna. I don't know. In any case. They overcame the freeze. Good for them. Oh, okay. Oh. Why is this another Anchor Point team? Why am I running into Anchor Point teams today? This is definitely Frost Breath Cryogonal into Fire-type Tauros to activate Anchor Point. Then they have two other Ice types. They have Ninetales and Frostmoth. They probably want to throw some Blizzards at me. Araquanid is interesting. They have a Trick Room component to this team with the Sinistcha? Could be. Alright, how do I stop this Anchor Point strat? Not very easily, huh? The Fire type being on Tauros is actually a pretty significant problem here. Can I lead Incineroar or Ursaluna? Try to threaten Tauros with, like, honestly, Blood Moon. Fake out Cryogonal, Earth Power or Blood Moon into Tauros. I think that's the best I've got. I kind of want to bring Sneasler. Yeah, Sneasler is... It's too bad I can't Dark Claw Ninetales, but Sneasler's fighting and flying coverage is strong into this entire team, so let's bring it. And in that case, do I want to bring Rillaboom? Kind of want Goldengo, I think. So I'll bring Goldengo. I just won't activate Unburden. Should be fine, right? Okay, yeah, here they are. That Intimidated to Tauros does not matter. I think it's going to be Covert Cloak Krog and all. I'm going to click Fake Out into Tauros. It might well... Oh, you know what I can do? I can Yawn Tauros. Or Protect. Go big damage into Ursaluna turn 1. Well, that might be GG, to be honest. There's the side Frost Breath. They missed the side Frost Breath. Oh no, I had an opening. I had an opening to attack Tauros. Soft Sand. Okay. The Earthquake, sure. Oh no! They connect this time. They actually do quite a bit of damage to their own Tauros, but I didn't bring Ninetales, did I? So I don't have a way to outspeed it. Oh, I do have a way to outspeed it. I think. I don't have a ton of speed investment in the Sneasler. Oh, I also have Fake Out pressure this turn. So let's Swords Dance, Flare Blitz Krog and all, anticipating that Tauros will protect. Yep. Icy Wind. Oh, Icy Wind. Sash Krog and all. Here I was anticipating a Covert Cloak. I'm gonna protect Sneasler. Maybe I should just switch Sneasler out and sack Goldango. That's really relying on Sneasler to beat their whole team after that then. I'll do it anyway. I need Sneasler to be fast. They freeze Goldango for good measure. There's the Earthquake. Alright, Sneasler, it's all up to you, my friend. I'm going to attack Cryogonal this turn. I'm anticipating Protect and Icy Wind. If I'm wrong... Yeah, okay. Cryogonal is faster than Sneasler anyway. That was a pretty tough one to overcome. Alright. That was a scarier version of the Anger Point team. I think Fire Tauros, Blaze Breed Tauros might be the call instead of Primate. Dragonite, Sneasler, Kingambit, Alolan, Ninetales, Rillaboom, and Electabuzz. Classic Reg H right here. Classic. How do I break it? I don't know. I mean, Electabuzz is pretty threatened by all of Rillaboom, Ursaluna, Sneasler if I get it set up. Do Rillaboom, Sneasler lead here, I think. Ursaluna in the back, and... I like Incineroar into some of this team. I don't like it into Kingambit. I don't like Goldango into Kingambit either. I don't really like Ninetales into Kingambit. Ninetales is okay here. Right, I can get around Follow Me. There are some pretty soft Blizzard targets here. Alright, I'll bring Ninetales. They lead Sneasler Kingambit against Sneasler Rillaboom. We don't see a Grassy Seed on their Sneasler, so could have a Focus Sash. I think I'm down to just Acrobatics and Fake Out their Sneasler. They could have their own Fake Out, of course. We don't see that. So their Sneasler's gone. Kingambit protected. That's a good turn 1. Ninetales is here. Okay. Probably don't want to Terra Flying in front of this. Kingambit doesn't usually run a defensive Terra type. It usually runs Dark. So it's a little bit committal, but I think I'm down to Close Combat it. And Woodhammer Ninetales. They go Rillaboom. Okay, so Acrobatics would have hit this harder, but Close Combat still hits it pretty hard. I do lose the Grassy Seed defense boost, but I'm not at -1 yet. I'm just at neutral. I'll protect Sneasler here, and I think I'm okay with letting Rillaboom go down at this point. I'll go for a Grassy Glide into Ninetales, get some more damage on that. But I don't think I need Rillaboom later in this game. Oh, okay, Rillaboom survives the turn. Could have Woodhammered their Ninetales and gotten rid of it. It's probably in Grassy Glide range now. Let's just Acrobatics and Grassy Glide. Okay, missed the KO into Ninetales on a roll, but we do get Rillaboom. They take out Rillaboom, they do a lot to Sneasler. Their Rillaboom is gone, but they probably have Sucker Punch on the Kingambit, so Sneasler is not exactly safe here. But I can go my Ninetales. I'll protect Sneasler this turn and Blizzard. I'm looking to KO their Ninetales and avoid, and you know, make the Kingambit's life a little bit harder, not get taken out by a Sucker Punch this turn. Also, if they Sucker Punch, I can think about trying to disable that. There's a Sucker Punch. There goes Ninetales. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go for the double protect, but really I'm just trying to avoid a Sword Stance, and I'll click Disable into Kingambit here. Or avoid a Sucker Punch. Yeah, they went Sucker Punch again. There's the Disable. They can't do it again. I can close combat Kingambit now. And I'm going to pivot Ursaluna in so that if I need Ninetales in the late game, if the Sneasler plan somehow fails, I can set Snow back up. But no, the close combat takes it out. So there's a good little instance of how you can use Disable to kind of shore up your positioning, huh? I'm noticing a lot of those little positional attacks in this team. Like, obviously the Rain endgame went wrong earlier, but I did have the idea to use Yawn to get around the Pelipper's Protect since I didn't have Hyper Voice on Ursaluna. It didn't work out, but play that one a little bit differently, and maybe it does. Alright, Annihilate, Rillaboom, Amoonguss, Ninetales, Blood Moon, Ursaluna, and Gholdengo. This could be Icicle Spear and Ninetales, setting up its teammate Annihilape's Rage Fist. Pretty scary if so. How do I beat Annihilate with this team? I'm actually not sure. Maybe I just need to pressure it with Gholdengo. Or I could do Rillaboom Sneasler. I could do Rillaboom Sneasler and outspeed Annihilate and threaten it with Acrobatics. Fake out Ninetales, maybe even Sword Stance turn 1. I think that's actually stronger into Annihilate than any kind of Gholdengo lead. Of course, they don't have to lead Annihilate, but Sneasler also is threatening into actually most of their team, just not their own Gholdengo, but I do have high horsepower and Rillaboom for that. I can pivot in Ursaluna. I'm thinking about bringing Incineroar last. Yeah, that's good into most of their team. Might give, I might have wanted Ninetales actually for a little bit more insurance into the Annihilate, but given that I have tried to prepare for this specific lead. Anyway, I'm going to Sword Stance and fake out Ninetales here, like I said. I'm looking to deny a side Icicle Spear this turn and then threaten Annihilate next turn. They actually pivot straight out to Gholdengo. So Gholdengo is a problem because it walls this Sneasler. Bulk up Annihilate, okay. I don't know if I need to Terra Flying to knock out this Ape. I kind of hope not, because it makes Sneasler vulnerable to the Ninetales in the back. I'm just going to double into the Ape this turn, I think. I don't have a lot of attack investment on this Sneasler, because I saw that it had a pretty high HP value in the stream. And I figured attack was the better trade-off instead of speed when I was running Sword Stance. Especially, and it has actually come in clutch, by the way, that bulk. We've seen Sneasler survive a lot of hits throughout this video. Don't know what this Ursaluna is going to do. I'm going to protect. Just hedge for a Terra on the Ursaluna. Woodhammer. No Terra. It protects 2. Gholdengo crits Rillaboom with Make It Rain, but still doesn't KO. Alright, I'll throw a close combat at the Ursaluna. Maybe they get me with something here. They don't. Just take out the Ursaluna. Okay. I guess the Ninetales is afraid of Dire Claw. They might not know. They probably don't know that I don't have it. Although, no, they've seen all my moves now. They definitely know now that I don't have Dire Claw. Maybe they thought that this team had dropped close combat instead of Dire Claw. Interesting. I'm going to protect Sneasler again. I think I'm okay with sacking Rillaboom. I mean, Incineroar kind of wins from here. I probably should grassy glid. But yeah, Sneasler. Oh, okay. They let me have a bunch of damage into Goldango. Sneasler threatens Ninetales. I'll cover for a Focus Sash by doubling into Ninetales here. Oh, right. Rillaboom doesn't have its terrain anymore. They might take out Rillaboom before I get to double into Ninetales, but I think Incineroar pretty much wins the game now anyway. They went for the double protect with Ninetales. It does have a Sash. Make It Rain will take out both my Pokemon. But look who I have in the back. I can also Terra Electric the Ursaluna. Earth Power Goldango. And they forfeited before I could click Incineroar's move, which would surely have been Fake Out into Ninetales. Which I'm sure would be stopped by Protect, but that still means Ninetales isn't doing anything that turn, and Goldango is just a sitting duck for Ursaluna. Mono Ghost! Let's go! Oh man, this is not my Mono Ghost team, but you'll have to see someone innovating on the genre. They have two of the same Pokemon. They have Annihilate and Sinistcha. Very scary duo. I don't see a Sableye setting screens on this team, though. Goldango, Golurk, Driftblim, Mimikyu. Lots of tricky tail room stuff here, no doubt. How do I beat Mono Ghost with this team? Incineroar obviously is very strong, but Annihilate will have Defiant for sure. Goldango is good here. Ursaluna is pretty good here. I could lead Ninetales Ursaluna or Goldango Ursaluna. The reason I'm hesitating to lead Ninetales is, well, there are two reasons. One is Goldango, but the bigger one is I don't want to just gift Rage Fist stacks to Annihilate with Blizzard. So let's just lead two threatening Pokemon and try to figure it out. Bring Incineroar for sure. I think I'll bring Rillaboom too. It's strong into Goldango because I have the Assault Vest and high horsepower. It's strong into Golurk if they want to do something with that. No Ninetales for this one. Okay, Annihilate Mimikyu lead. Yeah. Is it like side Shadow Sneak weakness policy? Seems plausible. Just gonna throw what attacks I can at this ape. Air Fire. Okay, no weakness policy tech then. Bulk up. I would like Blood Moon to KO, please. Ooh, not quite. Now I'm on the receiving end. Oh, it doesn't have leftovers, so it's not quite my team. Once again, acknowledging that. It's really something, though, to be on the receiving end of a bulky Annihilate situation. And all I can do is try to get rid of it. And that means I'm ignoring Mimikyu, by the way, unless this Make It Rain goes off and I break the disguise with that. Annihilate protects. Light screen. Mimikyu gets screens? Okay. Well, I do break the disguise. But at what cost? Yeah, we were facing some familiar stuff here, huh? Oh, Ursaluna's slower than Annihilate, though. Hey, not having speed investment pays off. I think this Ursaluna is probably supposed to have speed investment, but yeah, we benefit from an absence of that here. Sinistcha's recovery is just not quite enough in the face of these two mighty offensive threats. The Goldango is also super scary, though. Let's see if I can take out Sinistcha and threaten Goldango. Energy Ball Sinistcha, that's a new one to me. Oh, it's weakness policy Goldango. Okay, so they do have the weakness policy tech somewhere on their team. Just wasn't on the ape. We're just trading attacks back and forth here. I mean, Incineroar should be pretty strong the rest of the way now that Annihilate is gone. Mimikyu is still a little bit threatening, but of course it is vulnerable to Intimidate. I'm going to play this turn a little slowly. I'm going to protect Goldango and go Parting Shot into Mimikyu. Just looking to get as many drops on this team as I can. So preserving Goldango so that I can still switch. Trick Room also will end here. I'll click Nasty Plot just in case I get away with that and high horsepower into their Goldango. I haven't set Reflect. They protect Goldango. Trick Room goes back up. Okay. Well, I'm down to keep attacking their Goldengo. And then I have Incineroar in the back. They take out my Goldengo. Makes sense. Ah, they burn Rillaboom. Okay. But now Mimikyu is going to go to -3 attack. I just want to take out their Goldengo here. Okay, they crit Rillaboom. I think that's fine. I think Incineroar just wins, right? I mean, yeah, that play rough is not doing a whole lot at this point. Let's just knock off and Woodhammer into Mimikyu. Rillaboom survives the heavily nerfed play rough, gets KO with the Woodhammer. Nice. I mean, I kind of have mixed feelings about that one because you want to see the Mono Ghost team pop off for sure. But I don't know if that Trick Room setup is really the best way to do it. I don't know. I haven't experimented a whole lot beyond the one team that I threw together that actually turned out to be pretty good in best of one. I'm not like the expert or anything. It is fun to see some other ghost types tried out on a team like that. Alright, Blood Moon, Ursaluna, Whimsicott, Hisui, and Typhlosion. Very scary. Big eruptions. Male Indeedee, Sneasler, and Amoonguss. Terra Water Goldengo could be good into this because I can't Encore it. If I Terrasilize, it resists the eruption. If I don't Terrasilize, it resists the expanding force. The Ursaluna is a bit of a threat. I think I'm going to lead Goldengo here. I could even lead it with Incineroar, actually. Fake Out is tricky when they have Psychic Terrain. I could lead it with Rillaboom. And threaten Ursaluna with that. And have Incineroar available to pivot in. I think I like that. And I'll bring the Sneasler. Okay, they lead Sneasler, Typhlosion. Yeah, I think I'm down. It's very committal, but I think I'm down to Terra Water, Nasty Plot. If this works out, then I'm in a strong position. I am making Goldengo vulnerable to Dire Claw a little bit, but I'm going to switch Incineroar into this slot. Get the Intimidate into Sneasler, threaten the Typhlosion. Typhlosion goes Terra Fire immediately. Sneasler protects, Typhlosion, Heat Waves. Still does a fair bit of damage. It's a strong Pokemon, huh? But now, I get the +2, make it rain. I'm going to click Fake Out into Sneasler. Potentially, oh, right. They have that. Potentially break a Focus Sash and deny a Dire Claw. Never mind. They don't Dire Claw, they close combat. Make it rain, knocks Sneasler down to the Sash and takes out Indeedee. And who comes in? Typhlosion again? Goldengo's in Heat Wave range, right? Yeah, and so it's certainly an Eruption range too. I will... I'm down to just click Make It Rain again, actually. Whimsicott is, the least threatening Pokemon they could have brought in. Let's get rid of this Sneasler if I can. No, it protects. They just set Tailwind for the Typhlosion in the back. Makes sense. We 2K a Whimsicott. So I would say Goldengo has put in a lot of work. It's not really helpful for the rest of this game, but I think that's okay. These are close combats into Incineroar. Incineroar survives, but it'll drop to Typhlosion's attack now. Unfortunate, because I would like to take out this Sneasler. I think maybe I've played this a little bit too quickly. The good news is they can't set the Psychic Terrain back up, so... And I get Unburden on the Sneasler here. It should be faster than Typhlosion, even with their Tailwind. I can threaten Sneasler with a Fake Out. They can either protect or get KO'd. And I can... close combat Typhlosion, I guess. And if they're Choice Locked into Eruption, then maybe it's too weak to knock my stuff out here. Nice. Alright, bit of a slugfest there. Turned out okay in the end. Rillaboom gets the last KO. Once again. Crossed 1400 on the Reg H ladder, which I have not been playing a whole lot. But I will be sometimes now that Tournament Team Tuesdays are back. I'm definitely not using the best version of this team, but it's still very strong. Yanmega, Sableye, Sneasler, Garchomp, Hisuian Arcanine, and Blood Moon Ursaluna. So Yanmega probably passively sets up with Speed Boost, sets Tailwind. It could be running like Hypnosis. This could be Gravity Sableye with Hypnosis Yanmega. In fact, now that I say that, I think it probably is. But that has Goldengo issues. I don't like Goldengo Ninetales. Ninetales can offensively pressure a lot of these. Goldengo beats Gravity Hypnosis, but has trouble with some of the rest of their team. Maybe I should lead like Incineroar instead of Ninetales. Intimidate, Intimidate, Intimidate. I don't know. I'll bring Ninetales in the back. And I think I'll bring... Rillaboom could be valuable here, but I think I'll bring... Rillaboom. Actually, it threatens a lot of their stuff. Priority Grassy Glide. Well, Ursaluna is a little bit slow here, I think. They do lead Sableye Yanmega. I think it's Gravity Hypnosis, but I don't think that comes with any answer to Nasty Plot Goldengo. And I can at least fake out Yanmega this turn. Protect, okay. Gravity. Do I let Incineroar take a nap? Probably not, right? Incineroar might be important into some of their other Pokemon. Actually, I think Incineroar. I think if somebody has to take a nap, it's probably fine that it's Incineroar. I'll cover for a Sash on the Mega. Okay, they do land the Hypnosis. It is Sashi on Mega, but we take out the Sableye. After they set up the Sun, is that for Arcanine? Yep. Okay, I'll Terra Water here, make it rain. Parting Shot into Arcanine, but probably not get the chance. They Terra Rock. Wait, are they not going for Flare Blitz? Oh, they called the Terra, huh? Oof. If I don't Terra there, Goldengo probably gets 2 KOs. Oh, that's rough for me. Well. I'm in a really awkward spot here now, because Yanmega can... set Tailwind. I think I just have to try to fake out pressure it. Easier said than done, no doubt. I don't think I can just go Ninetales here. Oh, okay, they don't protect Yanmega, they let me knock it out. I was gonna say, I don't think I can just go Ninetales here because Yanmega's faster at this point and it can put Ninetales to sleep. I don't know that I beat Sneasler now, though. Well, Arcanine has clicked Head Smash every turn. It's probably Choice Locked. I hope it's Choice Locked. If it's Choice Locked, I can disable it. Or I can Icy Wind for speed control here. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go click Disable. I have multiple ways to beat Arcanine, but Sneasler is a lot harder to beat. So I think getting a high horsepower into Sneasler, there we go. That should do it. Now Icy Wind and Wood Hammer. Nice. Alright, found the right line. I still needed that Dire Claw to not sleep or potentially not paralyze. So there's a bit of luck involved, of course, as there always is in these Sneasler shenanigan games, but yeah, worked out fine. Annihilate, Electabuzz, Whimsicott, King Gambit, Baxcalibur, and Gastrodon, huh? Huh. I don't know what kind of concoction has been cooked up here. I like Goldengo into some of what they can throw at me. It's tricky though. Let's go Sneasler Rillaboom lead again for the Annihilate threat. Let's bring Goldengo, and I can bring Ursaluna to this. I'm a little bit iffy on Ninetales when they have two, or Incineroar when they have two likely Defiant Pokemon. Let's bring Ursaluna. Electabuzz and Annihilate lead, so they can follow me and, I don't know, bulk up or final Gambit or whatever they want to do. Let's just try to get rid of this Electabuzz if we can. Nobody on their team wants to switch in on this. That's good. Yeah. Taunt Sneasler. Okay, so I can't Sword Stance. They'll let me have the Electabuzz in exchange. And here's King Gambit. I don't think that just comes in on Sneasler like this, if it's planning to let me close combat it. I think I might be down actually to Terraflying Acrobatics Annihilate. And high horsepower King Gambit. Terraflying King Gambit. Okay, so the high horsepower won't do anything, but we do take out the Ape. Flying Terra Blast takes out Rillaboom. Might be nice to have Ninetales in the back here, but I don't. So I'll go Ursaluna, which is immediately threatened by Baxcalibur. Which I think will protect to avoid a close combat. So I'm going to switch Sneasler out to Goldango. That could be a throw, but you understand, I think, why I'm doing it. Actually, I think I would rather Yawn the King Gambit here. I'm not sure Blood Moon will one-shot. The Ice Shard Goldango. Okay, that works too, I guess. They go for Sucker Punch into Ursaluna. King Gambit's drowsy. It can't switch out. I think I can just Nasty Plot and Protect here. Maybe not. They could Kowtow Cleave into Goldango. But no, they're still going for that Sucker Punch. They have high horsepower on the backs. So not the most valuable Nasty Plot, but here I can Protect and Blood Moon. Nope, they Protect. I had a chance to get big damage into King Gambit there. Oh well. I do think damage into King Gambit is helpful. Unfortunately, I cannot Blood Moon at this turn. I'll just go for Yawn into Baxcalibur. The Icicle Spear with Baxcalibur. It probably has loaded dice. But Ursaluna takes all 5 hits. And then Make It Rain back KOs Baxcalibur. And they forfeit. Sneasler always wins this anyway, right? Probably. The real thing is just King Gambit can't get, you know, it doesn't have any spread damage, can't get 3 KOs even when it wakes up before I knock it out with whatever attack I have. Annihilate, Mousehold, Dragonite, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Goldango, and Rillaboom. Doug is here. Welcome to Regulation H. How do I beat Mousehold Annihilate? I mean, I've liked this so far as an anti-Annihilate bleed, so I'll stick with that. I like Ninetales here. I guess this is part of how Ninetales has a niche in the format right now. It's good into 2/3 of Doug, and then also some stuff like Rillaboom. Like and subscribe for more groundbreaking insights. And I think I need something to threaten the Goldango. That could be Incineroar or it could be Ursaluna. Incineroar is stronger into Dragonite, Rillaboom, Mousehold. Both have issues with Annihilate. I'm gonna bring Ursaluna. Alright, Annihilate and Mousehold. Here we are, the Mouse Ape lead. I can fake out Mousehold this turn unless it Terra Ghosts. Or it's Covert Cloak, but it probably doesn't have Covert Cloak, right? So let's do the fake out Sword Stance play. Yeah, okay. Well, I said it, but then I didn't respect it properly. Bulk up Ape. Now they can just follow me. I'm going to Protect Sneasler here and Woodhammer Mousehold. And what I'm looking to do is have that Acrobatics available into Annihilate. They now can't Terra... Okay. Yeah, they saw through that one. They now can't Terra Annihilate. I'll probably just lose, but I'll try not to. I can disable Mousehold. Is Ninetales going to be faster than Mousehold? Nope, it's going to be slower. I'm going to go for double Protect on the Sneasler. I think I need that at this point. It's not a good position. Disable Mousehold. Rage Fist into Sneasler. I didn't get the double Protect. 1 in 3 chance, of course, so it was not in my favor. I think that disable is just too little too late. They won't Rage Fist here. They'll Drain Punch or whatever they have. So I'll Terra Electric. Yawn. Blizzard. Protect the ape. Yeah, I'm getting all the calls wrong this game. I guess for that Protect is something I maybe should have anticipated. Well, I was playing until one more loss. I didn't say it out loud, but you know how these videos tend to work if you watch this channel, so... You know, there was going to be a game like this eventually. And this has been a nice long laddering session here, so I am not at all unhappy with how it turned out. But unless I get a lucky freeze, I will lose to this Annihilate here. Even then, I probably lose to Goldango, right? Actually, I'm going to Protect and stall out my own Snow, because otherwise I just get faked out by the Rillaboom. This is Sash Ninetales, not Covert Cloak. Opponent already said GG in chat. I actually can still win this, probably. But it doesn't happen. We do land the Blizzard into both targets. We do actually freeze the Ape. Whoa! Double freeze! And then Annihilate Thaws immediately. Absolute emotional roller coaster there. Opponent says, LMFAO what in the chat. But, yeah, it is the result we were expecting. And... crazy freezes, I agree. And with that said, time to wrap this one up. This has been a fun laddering session. I really enjoy Reg H, and I'm not playing a lot of it these days. But it's funny what you can do with a silly mix of strong Pokemon with some broken stats and abilities and whatnot here and there. We saw the Ursaluna go crazy. We saw the Sneasler go crazy. We saw Goldango put in a lot of work this video. I'd say every member of the team definitely carried its weight, and that's what you want in Regulation H, a well-oiled, cohesive unit. And I'd just love to see Alolan Ninetales do well. So, shout out to this team and to Emanuele Briganti on winning the Frankfurt Regional Championship. Maybe I'll do the Espathro team soon, but I'll take a look at Monterrey next time. See what crazy techs we find from there. But yeah, looking forward to another season of tournament coverage for sure. A lot of fun teams to be found.